All right, what's up, family? So we got another viral video making its rounds, and woman walking out of Sam's Club with over $1,000 in groceries, and not just any groceries. I'm talking about flaming hot chips, 3 boxes of Little Debbie's, and enough sugar to sedate a bear. So she got 9 kids and 3 more on the way, triplets, and says with her whole chest, it's all free. No thank you, taxpayer. Just no gratitude, just vibes. Now look. Whether this was a troll, satire, clickbait, or just a flex for TikTok, one thing is dead serious that the damage is real. So we're gonna talk about it in a minute, but I want you guys to check out this clip as we go on and have the conversation. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Check it out.
So we got some quesadillas, shredded chicken and cheese. I seen that these was new to saying, so yeah, we're gonna try these out. We got some Hillshire Farm beef smoked sausages. Got a 4-pack of those. We got some real bacon bits. Okay, yeah, we got a 2-pack of sour cream, 2-pack of Hidden Valley Ranch, seasoned salt, essence, 3-pack of ketchup, 3-pack of mayo, garbage freeze, 4 bags of party wings, 4 bags, 2 boxes of packets on the stick, 2 cases of Kool-Aid jammers, 2 boxes of powdered donuts, a box of Simmental Ranch, honey buns, Nutri-Grain bars, 2 boxes of Little Bite, a box of Gusher fruit snacks, a box of crackers, cookies, a thing of muffins, chocolate, banana nut, and blueberry, 2 cases of apple and eve juice, a thing of Bodot noodles, a box of patty sausages, a cases of Jello fruit cups with jelly, sandwich cheese, 2 bags of Doritos, the blazing buffalo ranch, and the regular one. A thing of hamburger patties, a box of this variety of chips, a box of the back to school variety of chips, a box of the flaming hot variety of chips, a box of the bold variety of chips, a case of Cheez-Its, different kinds of Cheez-Its, 2 cases of mini waters. Yeah, I found my freeze dry candy. We got 2 boxes of those. 1 case of tall Gatorade, 1 case of tall Powerade, 2 cases of short Powerade, 2 cases of short Gatorade, box of Takis, Keys Lordies, a box of French toast sticks, animal crackers, 3 cases of Sundays, 1 case of Fagos. On stop buying sodas like that, so we only got 1 case of Fagos, a thing of Pop-Tart, a box of Captain Crunch berries, a thing of ravioli, pack of paper towel, a thing of plates, cups, thing of spoons, thing of forks. Y'all got the white ones this time because you get more of the white ones and they're heavy duty. Good quality. So yeah, we got 600 spoons, 600 forks. I love plastic. If they sell a plastic pipe, I'm gonna get it, okay? Pink salt, black pepper shakers. I seen it, so I got it. Y'all, I got some Stubby from Sam's this way. Never bought Stubby from Sam, but this is gonna be the first time. So I got 3 packs of that. $22, $21, and $24. Stubby. 3 things of pork chop from Sam's, Center Cut. First time trying Sam Clubs. Meats. 2 packs of ground beef. Last but not least, the best bread out there. Captain General. Period. And that completes the Sam Club shopping haul for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. to my YouTube channel at Quay Plus 8. Follow, follow, follow. Love you guys. See you later. Heading out.
All right. So this woman, I think we can objectively call it out for what it is. She bought a mountain of processed sugar, heavy snacks, not essentials, maybe a couple meats. I seen some organic chicken breasts. Um, she had pork chops and a couple other meats, but and ground beef. That's what I seen in patties. So like four things, but everything else was Gushers, um, Pop Tarts, Sunny D's. She got like three things of um, she had three things of she had Gatorade. You get my drift. Basically, this isn't feeding the hungry anymore. I feel like it's about just indulging in government funded abundance at this point. Because it raises a question that I want to ask you guys. What is the purpose of food assistance? If the goal is to help families avoid hunger, does that include the right to indulge in a large quantity of snacks like that? Because most of her food wasn't essential, such as meats, because I was taught when you make a meal, you always have the main, the meat or the fish, then you have the side, and you have another side, right? So if majority of her things is snacks and she got just meats, how far? Because I ain't seen no vegetables and I ain't seen no rice or nothing to the side of that. So my point is the whole thing with the sugary foods is the poor, when it comes to you already being in dire need, how can you enjoy any snacks if you focus on getting what you need? And it's whether it's taxpayer funded programs should pay for items with no little nutritional value, especially when the long term health impact like obesity, diabetes, hypertension comes with additional taxpayer costs via Medicaid, right? So it's like a problem leading to another problem, which where does it get you when it comes to you not needing the assistance anymore if you are leading one problem to another needing assistance? So I give it to you this way. If I give somebody a couple dollars, right, or I give somebody more than what they asked for $100, but I give them $2,000, and they overindulge in what they need to the point where now they shoot themselves in the foot with a self-inflicted wound because they done spent all the money overindulging, and now they don't have no money to get them through the week until they get paid or whatever the case may be. Am I really helping them, or I'm helping them overindulge with a simple fact they'll keep needing me to get to give them more money? It's the same thing with the EBT. If they are sitting here not getting essentials and the things nutritional at nutritional value that helps them stay healthy while they're in a time of need until they can get on their feet, but it's leading to getting snacks and all these obese options and full of sugar and processed foods, is it really helping solve another problem or leading to another problem, which is a health problem? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because the thing is, it brings up the nutritional policy of the whole thing, because and that's why Donald Trump put the stronger restrictions on SNAP purchases, because why do we limit SNAP recipients from buying hot food or vitamins, but not 12 boxes of honey buns? You get what I'm saying? So while some might see the haul as feeding a large family, but also a funding, it is also a funding of the decline of public health, if you really look at it from all the sugar processed foods that she giving, not just herself, but her kids. So now I want to move on to a next clip of this, right? So it's a man in North Carolina went shopping with his sister who has EBT and WIC. He films her shopping cart because he's surprised by the amount of food she's able to get. So much food they needed a second shopping cart. The total was $833. Not many working families could afford this. So I want you guys to check out the clip and then we're gonna have a conversation.
Is it worth it? Oh yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough. Is it worth it?
So the thing where I want to go to is the welfare system. When you're looking at things like this, it doesn't just help. It incentivizes poor choices and remove consequences by shifting the burden on the taxpayers, because it took her two carts to fill up this to fill up. It took her two carts using food stamps to go grocery shopping, which is $833, which the taxpayers pay for. So, and not to mention, if she is in a welfare state, right, like North Carolina. which I'm very much so that North Carolina is a welfare state. Comment down below and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm always open to the possibility of being wrong. But the welfare state has more from support to sustenance. So if you think about it, government assistance is supposed to be a safety net, not a lifestyle. But if the system allows and even rewards long-term dependence, then we'll build a loop that discourages responsibility and dismantles self-reliance. So this doesn't mean every person on EBT is irresponsible. I just want to put that out there, but that would be an unfair generalization. But I'm speaking to the majority because the structure of the system does not reward upward movement, getting themselves up out of the dire need to rely on the government. In fact, many recipients report that getting a better job can mean losing benefits, and even if they still can't fully afford the groceries. So the trap is you earn more, you lose more, and it's a system that punishes improvement and rewards being stagnant. So when you think about it, that is that incentive structure that I'm talking about, where one, the line between helping and handcuffing people gets blurred. Well, let me know you guys' thoughts. But let's move on to another clip that I want to share with you guys. I'm having an interesting conversation because this woman was talking about Trump new food stamps requirement.
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right? I don't know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby. Biden been in office for 4 years, and that law has been a law for a little minute now. What is he talking about? I'm gonna speak for the state of Kansas, the state of Missouri, because them are the states that I've been around. In the state of Kansas and in the state of Missouri, if you did not work at least 15 hours a week or have dependents, or like to even get childcare, you had to work at least 15 hours. I'm confused, or you had to be going to school. I'm confused on why y'all said Trump just made that a law. That has not just mysteriously just came up as a law. That's been one. Y'all have to stop believing stuff that y'all see on the internet and actually like know what you're talking about, because one person can make a video and everybody's gonna go wild in it. Just like that video that boy made about the baby daddies being able to carry the child on his taxes. That boy said he made that up and everybody went wild on it. Like, quit believing that everything you hear on the internet is not true. Trump did not do that. I am not sticking up for Trump. I'm just saying that you have to stop believing everything. And even if he did, where is your faith? You think God ain't gonna have your back? God feeds the birds. Oh my God. Read your Bible. Goodness gracious.
And it brings me to my point because she mentioned in the state of Missouri or whatever about working 15 hours, and Biden was the one that have introduced this in regards of you have to have requirements so you can get the help you need, but you have to work. You can't just get things for free. But a lot of people think, and people are saying, a lot of people say, the majority I'm talking about, not all people, that they don't want jobs because the current system makes work seem like exploitation and welfare seems like freedom, right? So this is one of those most provocative points because it challenges how people perceive labor, value, and dignity. When someone says working is slavery, they usually refer to the low wage jobs with poor treatment and long hours. And that's fair criticism. But is it really freedom to rely on a system that controls what you eat, where you live, and how you live? At the end of the day, you cannot get nothing for free. You have to work for everything you get. Nothing is free in life. So if she's mentioned that you had to at least work 15 hours, and a lot of people are spreading um, propaganda and saying nonsensical things, the reality is if they got to control what you eat, where you live, what you eat, and how you live, what is more freedom? You actually working to pave your way, or you relying on the government where they have to say how you're going to live your life and you don't have no say? So independence isn't defined by lack of work. It's defined by the ability to make choices and own the consequences. And if your entire livelihood depends on a card from the government, then technically your life isn't in your hands, it's in theirs. So the new hustle becomes reject labor, embrace dependence, and call it empowerment, and also create this entitlement culture where, oh, why should I have to work at the end of the day if this is something owed to me? But the thing is, if you're not working, you're not putting into the system, aka taxpayer, because you can't be a taxpayer if you don't have a job to pay taxes to put into the system. So this is the thing. True freedom comes from self-sufficiency, not state subsidy. And that's just the whole thing of it. And the thing is, it actually proves to my point in the last clip. It will reward improvement because then you'll have to work a certain amount of hours. And I think Trump has made it, well, and the bill has made it where you have to work at least 80 hours a month, whether that's volunteer, whether that's going to school. So all you have to do is try, and trying can get you so far because maybe it'll introduce, or it should introduce, hopefully, a perspective to you being the author of your life and making more decisions that will impact you, but bigger than you if you have kids and your kids or your family in general, and not relying on a government daddy. So now I want to go to another clip that I wanted to show you guys in regards of this. Check this out.
Why are all the starving people who need SNAP always Rebel? We do not have a childhood starvation problem. We have a childhood obesity problem. These kids are obese, and we as the American taxpayer are subsidizing their entire lives, because what's going to happen is that we're subsidizing them to eat the food, and then they're on Medicaid. They're on Medicaid. I mean, eat all the snacks that you want with taxpayer funded dollars in the hood, all for you to turn around and be on Medicaid, and then I got to pay for your child's childhood diabetes. No, conservatives don't want to do that. And we're not being judgmental. We're not trying to tell you what to do or tell you what to eat or tell you what to consume. We're not trying to tell you that. What we're going to tell you, like in a republic, is what we're not going to do. We're not going to pay for that. This is an easy layup that any conservative person, you don't even have to be a Republican. If you are a conservative, you have to agree that taxpayer dollars should not be going to fund something that hurts children, period. If they want Snickers, we'll just pay for it, and then we'll pay for their Medicaid or their asthma from all the food allergies that they get from this stuff. So then we're subsidizing their health, and then we're subsidizing their lives. It's not good. This is not hard. Are you going to be a conservative or not?
All right, and I'm glad she mentioned that the United States is a constitutional republic, not a democracy. A lot of people miss that, but the simple fact is, it's the same. For example, like if a woman have multiple kids that she can't afford, and she basically have kids in poverty, then at the end of the day, be responsible for your choices of opening up your legs. It's the same thing she's saying when it comes to snacks, when it comes to with snacks and food stamps, right? Because the conversation is further. There's a difference between treating your child and training them to rely on treats. And you have a lot of obese kids, 7, 8, 6, as far as 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, bigger than Hulk Hogan. So, and this is about balance and boundaries. A birthday cake once a year, sure, but daily snacks with zero nutritional value, bought in bulk with government funds, that's not celebrations, that's sabotage. Because if you think about it, compassion without wisdom becomes cruelty. So we're raising children to think breakfast comes in the form of a Pop Tart, lunch is fruit snacks and Takis, and dinner is whatever is microwavable, which is processed. And when that catches up to them in the form of high cholesterol at the age of 14, then guess who pays for the meds? Medicaid. Taxpayers. So it leads to another taxpayer problem. From one taxpayer funded, which is EBT, to another taxpayer problem, which is hospital bills. So if we wouldn't feed this way in a school cafeteria or military mess hall, why are we subsidizing it in the home? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, but I think that was highly interesting and mostly factual for the most part. Check out this clip.
Most people on EBT are not going to the store buying a plethora of junk or snacks. They are getting food to sustain themselves.
I wasn't playing. You calling this sustain? Have you seen this? In a country where we are passing down diabetes, high blood pressure, and future knee surgeries. We got to do better than this. You telling me that y'all can't shop on the outside of the grocery store? Mountain Dew is not the new water. Stop playing with me.
Well, there you have it, folks. And the thing is, it's not about hating the poor. It's about how taxpayers are being used. And to her point, poor people are overindulging in snacks and treats. And the simple fact is that if you really think about it, individuals who are on EBT, they don't even really know how to cook. A majority of them only know how to get snacks and treats as a form of food, which is not up to par when it comes to nutrition, which is SNAP is supposed to be a supplemental nutrition assistant program, right? High value nutrition. I don't think that's high value nutrition. And obviously, not to bash this woman who said that poor people deserve snacks and treats too. The simple fact is she's trying to absolve herself from her own life choices because obviously the ones who are deflecting are the ones who obviously do not like the requirement or the change in regards of being able to overindulge anymore. So now that it's it's about to be long gone where you can be buying snacks on taxpayer dollars, now they want to say they want to put the sympathy card out there. And that's the problem. And that's what I want to get to about acts of compassion, right? Because poverty programs are often positioned as acts of compassion, but the reality is there are tools of control. A person relying on state benefits is more likely to vote for the candidate promising to preserve or increase those benefits free, right? And that's not controversial. That's data backed, right? Look at look at the guy, what a guy, Mudami, right? The New York mayor that won the primary. Um, he believes in communism, right? And his name is Saran Mudami, right? This guy. So he believes government ran stores free, right? All equality, the rich, the billionaires, they shouldn't exist. And you should get freezing rents and stuff like that. But how is that fair to landlords who have been providing you a place to stay? Because it's not your place. So he promises all this freedom, but how is it going to be funded is the real question. So instead of empower people to leave poverty, the system suddenly encourages dependence as a way to secure political loyalty. That's why this man won the primary in the first place. However, he still has another round to go and actually voting him in to be mayor. And New York does this, they on their own, and that's their own crash party to deal with because this man is trash. And out of nowhere, he just suddenly came up to popularity due to giving freedom. If you want to gain votes, all you got to do is offer something free because who don't like free? But all free ain't good. Just like if you go to the dollar store and you see a toy, it may not be up to par versus a Walmart toy, right? Or a Target toy. So my thing is everything cheap, as I was told being raised by my parent, that everything cheap ain't good and everything that's cheap is not bad. So it's the value within it. But the thing is, people get caught in the system. They're not villains. They're just victims of a broken machine. They like to play off is, but the reality is, how long can you become a victim before you start taking accountability for your own choices? That's why this woman had mentioned in regards of poor people deserve snacks and treats too. You don't deserve nothing that you're given. You don't bite the hand that you feed, so you can't say what you deserve if you're not paying for nothing to buy it on your own, let alone funding it on your own to even go to work to even buy your own snacks and treats. So who are you to say anything? I mean, I think it's quite clear. Can't have no input if you're not doing nothing to make sure you're not doing nothing in regards to fund this thing for you to receive what you're receiving anyway. The entitlement culture that I talk about, the ungratefulness. So now I want to go into this video.
And y'all need to stop calling people lazy because they don't want to get a job. People are just tired of being slaves. When I go on Indeed, you know what I see? Plantations. Ain't nobody finna be doing all that work for that little bit of money they be trying to give people. And it does not take a full hour to make $20.
Up your skill that's in demand, and obviously if you're more valuable to the company, they'll pay you more. Obviously you're worth little value, but you got to start somewhere. And the reality is she just accusing herself because she don't want to work and she is lazy. And the reality is she may not want to say it because she's so busy trying to convince herself in her own psyche that in her delusion that, oh, I'm not lazy, it's just that this is plantations, ain't nothing slavery about it. The reality is your life choice is you don't want to work, and the reality is you have to work to get what you want. And the reality is if you want something, nothing comes free. So you have to go out and get what you want because nobody's going to give it to you. Simple as that. Okay, this clip. Point of view, everyone is super excited about food stamp snack ban. And I'm just thinking about all those poor babies who may not get their birthday cake now. Not all people abuse the system. Not all people are on benefits without a job. Okay, so this is a sympathy video, obviously. about a child night to the extreme. This is an extreme view that I'm talking about. And when it comes to the Compassion Act about how a kid is not going to get a birthday cake, when we obviously seen how many people have obviously overindulged when it came to um using food stamps EBT. First of all, cake isn't a food group. I just want to put that out there. And this is the last one because this woman is obviously going to Publix. She's showing off that not only is she able to get all this food, she also got crabs with her food stamps. And she is showing off that she also got the crabs and the food done at Publix and cooked for her right away in front of her, and she didn't have to do no cooking. So she said, like you said in the video, to buy some crabs and shrimps and get them cooked in the store with food stamps. So that's what she's proud of in regards of getting food cooked for her in the store, because you could buy hot food in Florida until November. Now, this was obviously November 15, 2024. But this is the act that I'm showing you. The behavior, the enabling behavior, and people are proud of it. But also, if she have kids or people are seeing this on TikTok, because TikTok was originally made for kids and adults took it over, how does this set the precedent for individuals who may be looking at this? Because obviously your actions have power. You never know who's watching or looking, and you have influence. So this is just ignorance. So I just want to put it there. We need to refine what helps looking like, because enabling dysfunction with someone else's money isn't kindness. It's just quiet destruction. And I want to leave it there, family. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Hope you guys got some value from this video. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, enjoy the family. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Peace.